folks, it's the Creepy Kentuckian here with you from DEADPIT.com. Today I'm taking a look at an all-time classic, a movie with a genre icon, Vincent Price. And it's kind of surprising, and we'll talk about that here in a minute, that there weren't more of these movies with this character that he helped create. And of course I'm talking about the Abominable Dr. Phibes, along with the sequel, Dr. Phibes Rises Again. Kino Lorber are buddies over at Kino. They put out a new double feature of this one that came out recently in a pretty little slipcase, baby. This is a movie I'm not sure if we have ever reviewed Dr. Phibes movies on DEADPIT, but that's all about the change. Both of these films are directed by Robert Phibes. I think I pronounced that correctly. And they're fun movies, especially the first one. These movies were kind of filmed back to back, 1971, 1972, and are fun popcorn horror movies from the early 70s, starring, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Vincent Price. Let's get into it. The Dr. Phibes character, Dr. Anton Phibes, is kind of like almost a Phantom of the Opera type character. He has almost like an underground lair / nightclub type thing, has a mechanical backup band, plays a gigantic organ, and is just very theatric in what he does. He doesn't really speak throughout most of the first half of the original movie. Eventually you learn of the backstory of Dr. Phibes and his sadistic plan to take out the doctors that let his wife, his lovely bride, die and kill them off in sadistic, evil ways. Actually, in particular, I think that the plagues of Egypt, they were following the 10, I think it was the 10 plagues of Egypt from the Bible, in how they killed the medical staff off. Dr. Phibes is pissed off. He was thought to have been killed himself, but he is back for revenge. This is a loose adaptation of Phantom of the Opera, I think, kind of. Dr. Phibes as a character is very interesting, especially for that time period. I think that he did a great job. It's almost like a precursor to the Saw films in a way. There's also a couple of goofy detectives. There's a lot of dark humor, comedic stuff in both of these films. They're just fun movies, guys. I think these both were released from Shout Factory years ago and were out of print. I think in the Vincent Price sets that they did. Now you can get this lovely edition, Daddy, which is beautiful. It has the original artwork, double feature form there, Kino Lorber Studio Classics. Other stuff in the original Dr. Phibes real quick before we get into the second movie though. Volnavia, his assistant's almost like, I think she may have been a Bond girl. I'm not 100% on that. But she doesn't speak in this movie. She's kind of his assistant. You don't really know why, and nor should you care. It's there, embrace it, it's all good. And also, the final doctor in this, Dr. Volsavius, I think that's how you pronounced it, is famed classic actor Joseph Cotton, right? He is the final doctor that is on Phibes' list, if you will. So that's kind of fun as well. Fun death sequences in this. There's acid baths, there's locusts, there's rats and bats. And Dr. Phibes as well, like I said, he didn't really talk at all throughout the first half of the original movie. But then later on, he has this voice box type thing like Ned from South Park that he talks and is very theatric in the way he talks. Because, of course, it is Sir Vincent Price, and I've knighted him on the show. That's the original movie. The transfer on it, of course, looks great. As we go into the sequel, it's not bad, but comparison to the first movie, I thought the first movie was way better. One of the funny things is the beginning of Dr. Phibes Rises Again. It's almost like a Batman episode in that it catches you up on exactly what has happened in the first movie. If you didn't watch it, it has a narrator. It's very much like on the previous episode of the Brady Bunch or something like that. So that's very hokey, I thought, for a movie. The plot of this one's, it's got a lot of the same people in it. The detectives are back in it. I think the story is 3 years after the first movie. The moon is aligned, and Anton Phibes has risen again. In this one, his home is, aside from his organ, his home is completely destroyed. Volavia and Phibes decide to go on the road. They're on the road not to see crappy horror movies, but to find these ancient Egyptian scrolls to help bring Phibes' wife back to life once more. I felt that this one had a lot more British humor kind of in it. Visually, they're both filmed by Robert Fewest, who I think was a set designer primarily. I don't know if he really directed too many other movies. But the movie looks, these movies, you could easily put them together. They were filmed exactly the same, around the exact same time period. They look like one big movie. There's some funny shit in this too. I think there's like a falcon that attacks somebody, a real falcon. Scorpion attacks and stuff like that. But it's just like, it's a continuation of what we already had in the first movie. It's nothing, there's nothing really that much to it. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. But it's cool to have, and there were only 2 Dr. Phibes movies, oddly enough. I think that Vincent Price did an amazing job creating that character. Just a very theatric, it's a Vincent Price character. I cannot imagine anybody else, like if they were to do a remake of the Phibes movies in any way, I couldn't picture anybody else doing it, and especially doing it justice. These films both came out in this double feature edition from Kino Lorber. Features 2 separate commentaries on each movie. One commentary by the director, Robert Fewest. The other commentary by fans of the film. And Tim Lucas does a commentary on Dr. Phibes Rises Again. Rounding out the set, you got radio spot, TV spots, theatrical trailers for a variety of stuff that Kino has out or is coming out. So this is a hell of an edition, guys. If you're a fan of the Phibes films or Vincent Price, this is an amazing edition to pick up. Kino Lorber, dude, for the price, for the overall package, you can't improve upon perfection, folks. Pick it up now. It just came out from Kino Lorber. It's part of their Studio Classics line. Check it out. Check us out over at DEADPIT.com. Give us the thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe, and if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do.
I want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up, subscribe, and click that bell.
For this video officially, it's Old Curly Jaws has a message for you. Go on over to shop.deadpit.com and go look at their Teen Public store right now. You've got some new shirts like the Old Curly Jaws official t-shirt, which is brutal and badass. You got the Yummy Gummy shirt with the captain himself on the shirt. You got Uncle Bill's face on a fucking shirt. You got the Final Girl shirt. You got all these shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Get them before they're all out, especially the new one, Bedtime's in 39. It doesn't get better than that, so go on out. Check out these shirts at shop.deadpit.com. Go look at their Teen Public store. You're going to have a good old time. Get them all!
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit Radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.